The best big man build on NBA 2K22. How tall is too tall for your big man build? Are 7'3s a liability because of their speed? Are 6'9s too short to run the 5 in NBA 2K22? Hopefully you guys can hash that out in the comment section below. Let us know your experience about running the 5. We would love to hear your thoughts about your big man build. We're going to be dropping a wealth of information from shooting percentages for big men, the best badge setup, so get your notebooks out and be ready to jot this stuff down. A ton of this information was provided to us by NBA 2K Labs, so if you guys are interested in a premium membership with NBA 2K Labs, get the best jump shots, their green windows, make percentages, consider joining NBA 2K Labs Premium and use promo code AllCity for 20% off. I would also love to invite you guys to the #1 NBA 2K22 Discord. If you're looking for players to run with on NBA 2K22, join our Discord. The link for Discord will be in the description below. It'll also be the top pinned comment on this video. You guys have been crushing 100 likes on every single video, so we would like to extend this like goal to 200 likes. If you guys could crush this like goal, I definitely appreciate it. Now let's get right into it. The best big man build on NBA 2K22. All right, yeah, so I want to break this video down into 5 separate categories to help break down what encompasses the best big man build. That's going to be finishing, shooting, rebounding, interior defense, and overall teammate chemistry. Because in my opinion, there's no build 6'9 through 7'3 that can completely take over the game by themselves, as is the case for most builds in any position. So let's first cover rebounding, because we all know that the worm badge has gotten a tremendous overhaul for NBA 2K22. What once used to be a badge that was useless because the animation took way too long, now is much more viable, and a lot more big men are choosing to use the worm badge at a higher level. Let me first say that in my experience with NBA 2K22, players often choose a 6'9, 6'10, 6'11, 7 foot, and then jump from 7 foot to 7'3. Those are like the primary big men that I've seen out there. And a lot of players that choose the taller centers like a 7'3 center really take advantage of that worm badge, and they upgrade it to Hall of Fame to push smaller defenders right out the way and grab the board. Now I have created a 7'3 player, and I also created a 6'10 player. I want to share my experience with you guys. As you all know, I create my player and bring them right out, so I get to experience everything from beginning to ending, and you guys get to take the journey with me on our live streams. And when I first brought out my 6'10 build, I quickly noticed that I needed the box badge at a higher level to match against the worm badge, because I was getting pushed out of the way for rebounds by taller players. I really like the idea that 2K created a counter for the worm badge. As long as you guys have a decent amount of weight, if you're a smaller center and you have a decent amount of weight, the box badge will help you guys out tremendously against taller centers. Now another key important attribute that comes into play is your rebounding ability, a rebound chaser on Hall of Fame, and also your vertical. I believe it's really important to get your vertical up to help you with your rebound. As we all know, those 7'3 players have a low amount of vertical. They have a higher wingspan, so if you could create a smaller center with a high amount of vertical, a high amount of rebounding attributes, with a maxed out wingspan, you may be able to match up against taller centers. From what I've noticed with my 6'10 build going up against taller centers, being that I have a max wingspan, a high amount of vertical, and rebound chaser on Hall of Fame with that 99 rebound, I'm able to get as many rebounds as a 7'3 center. So if we're considering rebounding in regards to a smaller center versus a taller center, you can balance it out with a smaller center, and big man 7'3 type of centers will be dominant on the boards if you make a smaller center and don't balance that stuff out with max wingspan, high rebounding, and rebound chaser on Hall of Fame. So in regards to rebounding, it's all about how you make your build. Now let's get into finishing for a 7'3 player versus a smaller center, 6'9, 6'10, up to 7 foot. I do gotta say that I've noticed with my 6'10 build, 7'3 centers are able to finish with ease against my 6'10 build. They were also able to finish with ease against my 7'3 build. I think this is more so a factor of your badge setups. Interior defense is cruised on NBA 2K22. There's no more hands up contest. If you don't jump, then you're more than likely not going to make a contest. And this is why I personally lean towards smaller centers, because taller centers that are jumping in the paint are moving a lot slower, but shorter centers will be able to equip pogo stick for a quicker recovery. Smaller centers are also able to bait. They have a higher lateral movement in the paint, depending on where you set your perimeter defensive attribute. They have a higher acceleration to create momentum and take full advantage of those chase down blocks. 2K once upon a time in regards to interior defense used to be about doing your work early, getting into position, putting your hands up, and you would more than likely get a good contest. That is no longer the case in regards to interior defense. With badges like Grace Under Pressure, Fast Twitch, Rise Up, and posterizer, finishing in the paint, whether you're doing a standing layup or a standing dunk, post hook, whatever it is super easy for a lot of players in NBA 2K22. If I had to choose, I would choose a smaller center over a big man in regards to interior defense, because you're more than likely going to give up 2 points regardless against that finishing badge setup, even if you have a high interior defensive attribute and you equip badges like pogo stick, rim protector, and intimidator at higher levels. As far as interior defense is concerned, it somewhat leans towards the offense. You're more than likely going to fall short to the interior defense 2K22 mechanic. So that pretty much covers rebounding, finishing, and interior defense. Now I would like to talk about shooting, and I want to break down some percentages to help you guys better understand how to create your builds. I created a 7-3 build with an 83 point shot. I also created a 6-10 build with a 76 3-point shot. I want to give you guys some percentages that we got from NBA 2K Labs. With a 70 rating, you can shoot about 65%. A lot of big man builds range between 70 and 80 rating. At an 83 point shot rating, you can hit about 75% of your shots. What 2K Labs noticed is that at the 70 rating, which is the low end of the spectrum, there isn't much forgiveness for slightly earlys and slightly lates. But as you increase that number from 70 to 80, and we're talking about 71, 74, 75, 76, your green window opens up and is much more forgiving on slightly earlys and slightly lates. So if you're making a big man build, you may want to consider a higher 3-point rating, more toward 80, and then work around that 3-point rating so you can spread the floor in NBA 2K22. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about shooting for big men. Should your big man have shooting attributes on it? Should you be able to hit a 3-point shot and help your teammates spread the floor for multiple offensive options? I would love to hear you guys' thoughts. And now let's break down overall teammate chemistry. The position and placement of a center is what determines how the defense is run, because the center serves as the defensive anchor for the team. If you have a 7-3 center running with a bunch of small players with short wingspans, I think you would be more of a liability as a 7-3 center. But if we switch that around and you have a 7-3 center running with a team of lockdowns, then all of those passing lanes are locked up, and that gives you more room to shine as a 7-3 center moving slower on the floor. It's a bit more difficult for a 7-3 center to hedge and pick up on shorter guards, and smaller guards going up against a 7-3 center is like a dream for them because they're taking full advantage of their blinders badge and mismatch expert badge. In my opinion, smaller and faster centers are much more viable options on the defensive end, but this is all dependent on the defensive chemistry of the team, because a good team will put their tall center in the corner. They'll put their faster lockdown builds to play the pick and roll or pick and pop. But a smaller center can move faster laterally, has much more speed to help with chase down block animations, can hedge over, pick up on smaller guards for a short period of time, and allow the defenders to get back into position. So when you guys are considering a smaller center or a bigger center, I believe one of the key things to think about is what type of teammates are you running with. If you're consistently running with randoms out there, you may want to make a taller center so you can just focus on boards and you're not worrying about teammate chemistry. But in my opinion, developed from creating a 7-3 center and also a 6-10 center, I like speed. I like being able to be in those passing lanes. I love creating momentum to get chase down blocks. So if it's not obvious by now, I am more biased toward creating a smaller center, and I love my 6-10 build. If you guys are interested in seeing a build video on my rebounding wing build, you can check it out. It's on my channel. I hope you guys found this video helpful and or informative, and if you did, please consider dropping a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, as we intend to have a ton of 2K22 content coming your way. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy, y'all.